Welcome back to another Pokemon Following Friday, where every single Friday morning I'll post a video going through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. But before we get started, we got to thank today's video sponsor, and that is lowpoppin.com. Now, this is a brand new sponsor that I personally reached out to because I absolutely love their site. They have some of the rarest low population cards on the planet. That's why they're called lowpoppin.com. But I mean, look at this. Shining Gyarados, Gem Mint 10 grand. We got a first edition Blaine's Charizard PSA 10, 4 grand. First edition Shining Mewtwo CGC 10, 2,700. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So if you guys are in the market for some of the rarest Pokemon cards in the world, and they do have cards at all price ranges, definitely check out lowpoppin.com. You will not be disappointed. But all right, let's get to the video. All right, starting off with the Sword and Shield booster boxes like we always do. So Brilliant Stars is coming down a little bit. Was 194 last sold. Someone got two at 181, one at 170. Loose packs 139, 181 regular, 181, 181. So 170 is the low right there. Next, we're going to check Silver Tempest. Now, Silver Tempest still is in stock at the Pokemon Center website, but you got to remember, not everybody can order from the Pokemon Center website. So it was at 166, come down a little bit. Last sold 163, 163, 159, 157, 157, 155, 179. So prices are kind of all over right there. Very solid set. And we got Chilling Rain coming down a little bit. You know, it was coming right back up. Got up to 230 again. Last sold 237, 222, 222. Loose packs for 185, 222, 220, 215. Someone got one for 199. Wow, that's pretty crazy. And then we just got Rebel Clash, you know, same thing, down a couple dollars. We got one decently low sale here. 207 is probably the lowest that I've seen. 209. So hopefully it gets below $200. I don't know if it will, but I know so many people still need that for their collection. And Battle Styles is down a couple dollars. Last sold 136, 120. It's pretty good. 137, 133, 136, 126. All right, next, we got the Celebrations UPC. This was on last week's, but it's still going down a little bit. Last sold 356, 333. It's getting down there. 349, 345, 345, 348, 348. Another one for 335. And hopefully it keeps going down a little bit more. Next, a bunch of stuff for Celebrations is coming down a little bit. So Celebrations, this is the Pokemon Center ETB. You know, it was $111 a couple months ago. Last sold 101, 106, 102, 103, 103, 99. Someone got one for 90. That's pretty good. And next, the regular Celebrations ETB got up to about $80. Last sold 79. Someone got three for 72, 77, 79. Someone bought 10 of them at $70. So, not terrible. Next, we got the Champions Path ETB coming back down. Was down to 101, went up to 102, but the last sale we got is $89. Super crazy. 104, 104, 104, 105, 103, 91. So a couple super low sales there. All right, next we got the Lost Origin Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. This one still is in stock on the Pokemon Center website, but it was up to 62, last sold 52, 57, 56. 57, 44, 57. I love this box. I think this is one of the better looking ETBs. Next, got some Sun and Moon in here. The Burning Shadows 3-pack blister. This has the Alolan Meowth promo. Was selling for, you know, 39, 40 bucks. That sold 34, 35, 35, 38. I'm going to start keeping my eyes out for these random, you know, 3-pack blisters, tins, and all that people aren't really hunting for all these older sets. I'm going to start stocking up on them. All right, next on the list, we're getting to some cards. Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames. Look at this sale, $37. Another one for 42, 38, 42. I mean, whoa. Oh, model you played for 34. I was going to say, holy crap. But yeah, at that price, you really cannot beat that. The card is pretty beautiful. I do own this card. My wife pulled it. It does grow on you. I will admit the Paldean Fates shiny version is much better. And I think will obviously be the top Terra Charizard card. But for this price, to get a Chase Charizard card, you really can't beat that. But it does kind of remind me of like the Darkness Ablaze VMAX Charizard, how that's just kind of at the bottom, kind of forgotten about. because no one ever talks about this Charizard anymore. Same with the other gold Charizard in here. This one, I really didn't care for the crown on this one. I feel like, I don't know, the angle they chose. I do like the pink and stuff in the wings, but this card's also coming down. You know, the high was $20 a couple months ago. Last sold 15, 17, 17, 16, 15, 15. Next, we got the Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon EX Twilight Masquerade. All of these guys are coming down at least a couple dollars. A lot of the cards are getting spiked up right now for Twilight Masquerade. If you guys are interested, just hold on. Do not pay these crazy prices. You know, they should come down real soon, especially with all the hype we got coming with these few new sets. And I'm actually getting pretty excited for Stellar Crown. Every card they released so far, I've actually enjoyed. And too, with the pack arts, you know, we got Cinderace and Lapras on those pack arts. So if we get a Cinderace and Lapras SIR, this set's going to be crazy, because I've actually enjoyed the other SIRs that released too. People are calling it like the Jewel Turtle and stuff like that. I really, really like that art. I also love that Pokemon too. So getting kind of excited for that set. Next, the Baby Shiny Pikachu from Paldean Fates. Last sold 35, 33, 33, 33, 35. In the mid 30s. This card was, you know, 45, almost $50. Next, the Groudon is coming down. Was at 63, last sold 48, 54, 51, lightly played for 49, 54, 42, 42. So I know you can find this one for a good deal. It's just depending on condition, because this card is not very easy to grade also. Next, the Steelix coming down. Was up to 26, last sold 20 near mint. 23, 21, 21, 31, 21. All right, next we got 151 special illustration rares. These were the three that were coming down. Blastoise is coming down pretty hard, actually. You know, was at $53, last sold $39 for near mint. Someone got a lightly played for 42, near mint for 42, near mint for $34.99, 42, 40, 49, 36. And then we'll check the Zapdos, which is crazy to me. These are like the three best arts in the entire set. Zapdos got up to a little over 40, and now coming down a little bit. Last sold 40, 36, 40, 38, 40, 39, 34, 39. Love that art. But no joke, these three arts are like my favorite special illustration rares for the entire set, which is crazy. Next, we got the Alakazam. Was at $34. Last sold 35, 32, 31, 28, 35, 35. These cards just go up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, when people see them drop a few dollars, they start buying it. And I get it, it's 151. I still need a good amount of these cards. Next, we got Paldea Evolved. A lot of cards are coming down. Magikarp is coming down. Was 147 last sold. 115 for lightly played. 135 near mint. 124, 108, 149, 166. I've said this many times. I feel like this card should be $100. Shouldn't be too much more than that. The Raichu is pretty level, I think. Yeah, it was at 43. Last sold 42, 38, 44. But the Tyranitar is coming down. Was at 45. Last sold 27. Yep, 27, 37, 38, 38, 32, 33, 30. And next on the list, we got the Iono. Was at 80. Coming down. Last sold 71, 72, 73, 70, 76, 70. And we'll check another one here. We got to check the Chi-Yu's coming down. You know, it was almost $40 there. Last sold 33, 33, 33. It is a beautiful art. And I do enjoy all of those legendary Pokemon. I really feel like Generation 9 did a top tier job when it comes to the legendary Pokemon. Just such good variety and stuff. So I'll check the Chien-Pao. One of my favorite cards in all of Scarlet and Violet. One of my favorite Pokemon of all time, actually. Love this card. 27 was the high. Last sold 24. Lightly paid 24, near mint 25, so just coming down a little bit. Next, we're going to hop to Pokédata and check out some Sword and Shield alternate arts. It's been a couple weeks. PSA 10 for the Tyranitar was 357 in May. Now it's about 275 in a PSA 10. The average raw is about 136, so that's, you know, moderately played, lightly played, near mint. PSA 9 is about 145, and the average on TCG player is 179. I absolutely love this card, and I really feel like Battle Styles is just completely slept on. Next, the Giratina V. Getting down there. Was at 916 a PSA 10. Last sold, you know, 725. We got PSA 9, 395. We got Raw, 373. And we got TCG Player at about the same thing. And we got TCG Player at about $400. Love this card. Still need this card. I'm very, very happy it's coming down a little bit. Would love to pick up a copy for around 300, 350. Next, the Machamp V. You know, was up to 304 and now about 270. TCG Player is coming down to 175. PSA 9 is like 140. Same with the average Raw. Love this art. I was kind of hoping for a different Machamp art. Like, I wanted to have him like in an arena fighting like Hitmonlee or something like that. I thought that would have been absolutely crazy. But, you know, this card is very solid. But I'm a big fan of Machoke Machamp, so I was a little disappointed with this card. Just a little bit. Because I know it could have been crazy with the potential. All right, now we got the Lugia. Was at 472 down to 384. PSA 9 is 208. Ra's 195. TCG Player is 190. So not terrible. This is what the card was at for the longest time. You know, $200 Raw. Right, next we are checking out Chilling Reign. Checking out the Blaziken VMAX. Coming down a little bit. You know, was 543 in PSA 10 now. Around about $500. TCG Players 350. PSA 9 is 326 and Ra's around $300. I do love this card. Crazy art. The color really, really pops. Next, the Galarian Moltres V coming down a little bit. Basically, every single Sword and Shield alternate art is coming down. This video could have been an hour long with just alternate arts and trainer galleries. PSA 10 was 335, and now it's 280. PSA 9 is 175, and TCG Player is 168. And the Shadow Rider and Galarian Articuno are a few of the ones that are at least level or going up still a tiny bit. All right, next we are checking Fusion Strike. Got to check that Gengar VMAX. See where he is at. You know, was $794 in a PSA 10. Now it's $604. Ross 306. TCG Players 331. PSA 9's 343. The Espeon VMAX. Love this art. Was $423 in a PSA 10. I always felt like that was pretty undervalued. And then now it's $380 in a PSA 10. TCG Players 297. Ross 207. PSA 9's 209. And we will check the Mew. Got to give the Mew some love. Mew was doing good there for a while. The Mew VMAX was at 209, now at 182. TCG Players 100, Ross 100, and PSA 9 is $96. We'll check one more. I want to check the Celebi. Love this card. I think people are absolutely crazy for not obsessed over this card. I just love the snow art, but you know, she's like time traveling. That's why the leaves are coming in. It's just crazy. All right, PSA 10 is 195. Now it's 147. PSA 9's $50. Ross 38. TCG Players $34. All right, last on the list, we are checking Evolving Skies, of course. The Umbreon VMAX. We got a decent amount of sales in the 1200s here. So 1238 in a PSA 10 was over 1500. TCG Players 871. PSA 9 is 828 and Raw is 723. Crazy card, but I mean, no joke. The Greninja SIR has the same high price sales in a PSA 10 that the Umbreon has, and people still don't think it's manipulated. There was literally sales on eBay that went from $650 to $12.99 in the same day. And of course, they didn't pay for it, and they relisted, and it sold it again, and they did it multiple times. It's just crazy that people don't think this card is actually being manipulated at all. I get it. It's Greninja. It's beautiful. Very hard to pull. It's decent for the TCG, not like super, super good or anything like that. But yeah, I think it should be around $100 card raw. We will see, though. It's going to take a little bit. Next, we got the Rayquaza VMAX. Was at $675 down to $599. TCG Player 458, PSA 9 425, and Raw 395. Love that card. I like the Pokemon, just not obsessed with this art at all. Was 430 in a PSA 10, now it's 378. TCG Player is 340. PSA 9 is 272, and Raw is 258. But yeah, every card for Evolving Skies right now is pretty much going down a little bit. Love this Glaceon here. I think this is one of the best ones. See, this is one of the few ones that's not really coming down a ton yet. Because to be honest, I feel like it's a little undervalued. So 357 in a PSA 10. Now it's 331. TCG Player is 315. PSA 9 is 226. And Raw is 212. All right, let's keep going. There's so many cards for Evolving Skies. Sylveon VMAX. I love this one because there's 3 EVs and a Vaporeon in this card. So it was 340. Now it's 310. TCG Player is 249. PSA 9 is 232. Raw is 203. Next on the list, we got my boy Dragonite V. Was at $380. Very proud of that. Very proud to see how high Dragonite got in that PSA 10. Now 288. TCG Player 181. PSA 9 157. And Raw around the same price. But yeah, holding good value. Love the card. I always felt like it was completely undervalued just because of all the evolutions, you know, got hyped up and everything, and that's what everybody wanted. I always feel like Dragonite is a more popular Pokemon than the evolutions, but, you know, I'm probably wrong on that. Checking the Umbreon V. This card did very, very good also. Was at 389 in the PSA 10, down to 305, so beating the Dragonite. TCG Player 174, PSA 9 162, Raw 151. All right, we will check a couple more. We got the Rayquaza V. One of the cards that I picked up at Card Party was at 336 in a PSA 10, now 265. TCG Player is 118, Raw's 113, and PSA 9 is 108. It's just so funny how cheap the PSA 9s are. Because like for Vintage, a PSA 9 is crazy. But for Modern, I mean, I'm the same way. If I'm doing anything Modern at all, even for Vintage, I don't really love collecting a bunch of 8s and 9s. It just bugs my OCD. That's why for Vintage, I would way rather do an actual binder. You know, for the price of someone doing a complete set graded, I can get like 5 completed sets. And you guys know me, I love Pokemon cards. I'm going to do whatever I can to get the most amount of Pokemon cards that I can to complete sets. So, all right, we'll check one more. We will finish on the Glaceon V here. I do enjoy this art. I think it's just very simple. It's peaceful. And it's known. You guys know how I feel about that. PSA 10 was 201, down to 178. TCG Players 99, PSA 9 is 91, and Raw is $84. So yeah, a ton of cards are coming down right now. I think it's gonna be a great opportunity, especially I feel like in August. I think a lot of these cards are gonna hit their bottom. And, you know, I'm gonna start stocking up on a bunch of these, you know, finish whatever sets I need to finish. And it's a great time right now to be in the hobby. Yeah, I always think it's so funny when people think, you know, when people invest in Pokemon, they get so upset when the prices go down. It's like, I don't care. I'll just buy more stuff, you know, because you guys know my number one rule of this channel is you just buy at the bottom. If you buy at the bottom, it's the safest every single time. You're taking the least amount of risk. You know, I'm always going to take the bottom over something that's hyped up and really popular, even if I really, really want it. It's a little different if it's for my personal collection, but even then, I'm still very cheap when it comes to that stuff, and I want to be as smart as possible just so I can get as many cards as possible. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Falling Friday. If you guys do enjoy this content, please make sure you check out my Instagram and give me a follow there. We're going to try to blow that up. Otherwise, you know, subscribe, notification bell, leave a like and comment. Leaving a like and commenting helps the most. It really, really helps. All of my best videos have a ton of likes and a ton of comments. It just helps push it out more. And just know if you do comment, I comment back to everybody. You can also check out my membership. It's only 99 cents a month. I made it as cheap as possible. You can also check out my eBay store. We got 100% positive feedback with over 20,000 cards sold. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last Throwback Thursday, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.